What's up, all you beautiful people? Welcome to another video. Let's talk about 7 ways you can tell that somebody is secretly wealthy. Now, let's just quickly unpack. What do I mean by wealthy, though? Because I think a lot of people, myself included, for a majority of my life, had it in my mind that wealth was equal to this monetary success. How much money you have in the bank, how many toys, how many cool things or experiences that you can afford. And what I came to realize later in life, as I started to play the money game more seriously and with fervor and like trying to win it, well, once I, you know, actually won the thing, I realized this is a terrible way to measure wealth. It's actually the wrong way to measure wealth, in fact, because some people, at the end of the day, they're so poor, all they have is money. And that's not what you want. At the end of the day, money is just a tool for you to go and live an awesome, abundant, incredible, wealthy life, right? And so there's more domains than just how many dollars do I have in the bank? How many cool cars or cool house can I afford, right? What I like to think of, instead of being a billionaire in the traditional sense that people think about being a billionaire, I think about something called the whole life billionaire, which is there's other domains. Like if you have time wealth, or you have relationship wealth, you have health wealth, like that's what, for me, that's the type of life I want to live. That's the type of wealth I want to build. So here are 7 ways that you can tell somebody is secretly wealthy. Number 1, let's talk about the way that people talk about what they do. This is probably, I think, the best indicator of wealth. When you sit down with your friends, your family, and they talk about work, do they bitch incessantly about their boss, about how the business doesn't respect them, or how somebody passed them over, or their coworker? If all people do is complain about the work that they're doing every single day, they are poor. I don't care how much money you're making. On the other side, if somebody comes to you and every time you talk to them, they're just excited and filled with this optimism and hope, they're like, fuck yeah, work is awesome right now. We had this thing, I'm working on that. I get to work with this guy. I get this opportunity to learn and grow. Like if they're always excited about the thing that they're doing and it doesn't feel like pulling teeth, if it doesn't suck energy out of you, like when you sit down and they talk about the thing that they're doing with their life and you just get filled with this energy of like, man, that person has purpose, they have meaning, they have found joy in their work. That right there is a powerful indicator that somebody is in fact very wealthy. Number 2, they are supportive as fuck. Wealthy people do not get into comparison games and like tearing people down. They understand like there's 2 ways that you can have the biggest building in town. You can either build the biggest building or you can tear down everybody else's building, right? A lot of people, because they aren't wealthy in all of these other domains that we're going to talk about, they try to tear down other people. They try to bring them down to their level, right? But the people who are actually wealthy, they are just so goddamn supportive. They want you to win. They are in your corner regardless of how it might stack up to their accomplishments. You know, a lot of times our friends, they're there for us when times are rough, but as you start to succeed and you start to become more successful from like an external trappings of success type perspective, there's jealousy, there's envy. Suddenly they're not rooting for you to win. Like everybody roots for the underdog until the underdog wins, and then they become the man, and then they try to tear him down, right? Secretly wealthy people do not play that game. They don't play the status game. They understand that your success in life does not take anything away from theirs. It does not affect them. If anything, just having proximity to you and your successes and seeing you live an abundant life has this osmosis. I don't even know how to say this. Osmosifying. I'm going to make this word, osmosifying effect, where their abundance and joy and like in your success becomes theirs. And that right there is the second secret. Second way that you can tell that somebody is secretly wealthy. Third way is they ride a hobby horse every single day or every single week. What do I mean by a hobby horse? There are people who their lives simply revolve around their work, their family, and that is it. That's like, you talk to these people and they're like, oh, I'm just so busy. I have a friend. He is a very successful doctor, makes millions of dollars a year. Every time I talk to him, this man is just like so busy and bored with what he does. And I'm like, why don't you get a hobby, man? Like you like this activity, you like that activity. He's like, oh, I just don't have time. Like, you don't understand. I'm just so busy. And I'm like, God, that sounds terrible. Like to be so busy with your work and your family. I'm not saying family is not a good thing to be busy with, but so busy with those things that you lose yourself and you actually don't have a way of creatively expressing yourself and doing things that you find fun, man. Like that doesn't sound like any kind of wealth I want to accumulate. So secretly wealthy people, they actually have hobbies. They have things that they're passionate about. They're like part of the softball team, or they nerd out on like basket weaving. Like they have these things outside of the pursuit of making money or being with their family that just fills them with joy for the sake of doing the thing. And that is actually pretty damn cool. All right, number 4. The fourth secret way that you can tell somebody's secretly wealthy is they wear their clothes as an expression of themselves, not as an attempt to position themselves, not to signal a status, right? Like if you are forced to wear a suit every day to a job so that you can signal your status, so that you can make the money, you can be taken seriously and earn respect, but you do not choose to wear that suit, like that's not the clothes that you would choose to wear on a daily basis, then you're really not wealthy. It's like if you have a fancy office, but you don't get to choose when you leave, then it's no different than a prison. And the same with your clothes. If you get to wear clothes that you want to wear, and I'm not saying they just dress like a hobo, but if that's what they want to do, like they can do that, right? But people who wear their clothes as an expression of themselves, not as an instrument of signaling status to other people. So people wear really nice watches. Like you'll notice I don't wear a watch. I have a watch tan because I wear a Garmin watch when I play tennis. Well, that's about it, right? Like I don't wear a watch because for me, like the only reason to have a watch is because you have to be somewhere, right? Like I have my lunch break ends at this time, so I got to keep my watch on me so it can remind me, right? Like, but if I wear that watch because I love the watch, because it's really cool and it fills me with joy to like think about the mechanical complexities of it, then cool, you do you. Like wear that thing. But why people wear what they wear matters more than what they wear. So that's I think secret number 4. Secret number 5 is they are always down to hang. Secretly wealthy people are always available. Like if I call, like I have just so many dear friends that unfortunately they are still in that kind of W-2 trap. No, here's the interesting thing too, is I'm not saying secretly wealthy means that you can't have a W-2. You could, but a lot of times they're just so busy, so tied up in other things that they never have availability. But the guy that you can call at like 12 on a random Tuesday and be like, hey, you want to hang? And he's like, yeah, sure, why not? Like that dude, secretly wealthy. That's where you want to get to. Like you want to be able to just get a phone call from your friend who's like, hey, we're going to go do this badass thing. You want to join? You're like, I'm going to drop everything and go do that thing. That's awesome right there. It's not about work-life balance. It's about work-life control at the end of the day. I think work-life balance is, first of all, it's a faulty metaphor because balance is this impossible equilibrium to maintain. The universe abhors balance. It's constantly in an active counterbalance where it goes to one side, then you correct, and you come back to the other side. And sometimes you're going to be out of whack. Better, I think, is to have work-life control. That is the ability. I don't want to work right now. I got a call. They're going to go do something cool. I want to go do that damn cool thing. So like that is the ultimate pursuit of wealth, I think. Next, I think this is number 6. For some reason, I didn't number, or I numbered these. Now I'm reading them off of my screen in reverse order. So what the fuck, Anthony? What are you doing here? So I think this is number 6. Anyway, secretly wealthy people do not go into emotional tizzies. They are always cool, calm, and collected. They're always poised, like, because they don't have a lot of stress in their life. Not stress in the sense that like there aren't things that are challenging them, that they don't have puzzles and problems and opportunities or obstacles that they're trying to overcome. It's not about that. It's that they don't let those things disrupt them. They don't let them unmoor them. So like the skilled sailor knows that in the stormy seas, like he's still got to keep his head, right? Instead of panicking and running all around. Secretly wealthy people have this mental calm, this spiritual calm. They understand that the things that happen to them in life are beyond their control, but how they react to that is entirely within their control. And they take ownership of that. And they do everything within their power to make sure nobody ever takes that from them, because it is an act of abdication to let the universe or let somebody else take your calm, take your poise. That is you saying, I'm giving you emotional power over me. And secretly wealthy people never do that. So the last one is secretly wealthy people always have a bicep vein. Okay, I don't actually have one right now, but it's just there. Now, what I mean by this is that secretly wealthy people understand like your health is like your number one priority in life. It's a table upon which everything else rests. If I take out the leg of this table right now, all this shit's going to fall to the ground. That's your family, that's your work, that's your relationships, that's your hobbies. All of it falls to the ground if you don't take care of this thing. And secretly wealthy people understand they have to prioritize that, take care of that. And it shows as an external manifestation. You look at them and you're like, that person looks good. That's what it is. Not just that they're not overweight. They look good. They rest. They eat well, they work out well, they have a glow, they have energy about them. Like man, I can't tell you how many people, and you probably are aware of this, like these people, they exist, right? These energy vampires, they wake up in the morning and they instantly look tired. They're groggy until noon. Like, oh, I'm not good until I've had my first coffee. It's like, that person is not secretly wealthy. That person is poor as F, because all those other things that would lead them to waking up and having energy, feeling abundant and all that, they don't have that. And so those are 7 ways that you can secretly tell that, not secretly tell, a way to tell that someone is secretly wealthy, guys. Let me know down in the comments, which one are you currently working on? And if you like this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and check out another video. Otherwise, I'll see you back here tomorrow.